Welcome to the process. It is Thursday, March 4th, the final day before we get to the All-Star break, the final process until Wednesday of next week. It's kind of crazy, but I'm not mad about it. I'm ready to sleep in tomorrow and sleep in on Monday and sleep in on Tuesday. I'm not going to lie. So happy to have everybody here right now. It's a good one, guys. 9-gamer. Last night was ridiculous. We shall see. I assume tonight is also going to be ridiculous, but that's fine. That's fun. Mixes it up a little bit at the very least. So I'm happy everybody can be here with me at 6:31 a.m. so early. Hit that thumbs up as you get in the door. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. All that good stuff. We got 9 games to break down. 18 teams to take a look at. It's a lot. It's a lot. But it'll be all right. It'll be fun. Hope everybody was able to find some success last night. Some things were good. Some things were bad. If you had TJ McConnell, I bet you were feeling pretty good because that was one of the more ridiculous DFS performances we've seen in a long time. 9 steals in the first half. Unreal. Broke the slate early, which is kind of crazy. FanDuel winner, one going away because of McConnell. Morning to everybody in chat. It's great to see everybody. We got a lot to talk about. I don't think we should drag our heels. I think we should just get done this bad boy. 9 games and then we're out. Yeah, 10 steals, triple-double, 9 in the first half. Breaks the first half record. Wild stuff, guys. Cheers all around. Patrick Bush, glad you won some money. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. It's always good. Any money is good money. Lighting my candle. Eucalyptus mint. Just want it to smell a little bit better in here, you know? Freshen up the scent. Get started on the day. I think that's a good thing to do. It did feel like a preseason slate a little bit. I think tonight's going to be even more insane. But we'll dive into that right now. So let's kick it off. Let's start here. Boston at Toronto. Toronto, obviously, a little wacky right now. We'll look at Boston, who's basically at full strength. Only Marcus Smart out and Romeo Langford. So this one should be relatively normal. Pull up. Yeah, this is just going to be sort of the same rotation we saw last time, which they ran in a pretty reasonable manner. 9 guys. And I'm just going to assume that that is the rotation that they run. So 33 minutes for Kemba Walker. Backup point guard minutes for Jeff Teague. Easy. Tristan Thompson played 21. I think 22 is fine. Robert Williams played 21. I have him in at 17. I'm going to go to 18, take 1 minute away from Tice. I've got Tice at 27. He played 25, but he's been averaging, outside of that outlier 11-minute performance, he's been averaging about 30. Feel a little bit weird going to 27. I feel like it should be 28, so I'm going to bump that up by a 1 minute. Take Javonte Green out of there too. Semi played 27 minutes. I think that's instructive. I'm going to go to 24 there. And it's probably not going to matter all that much because it's Semi. So there's that. So we have 9 minutes left over. Peyton Pritchard got 23. I'm going to go to 22. We have 7 minutes left over. And I don't really see who they're going to go to. It's not going to be Tatum or Brown, obviously. So we did 233. I don't want to go all the way up to 27 on Semi. So this is the spot where I will bring in that 10th guy for the rotation, make it Javonte Green. All of these rates should be correct. These are the Brown and Tatum rates with everybody in. So on that note, I think that we call it. And Boston is done already. That was pretty quick. That's what happens when you don't have much to worry about, though. When everything stays the same, it's easy. Well, it's easier, I guess. Okay, everything looks relatively normal. We need to update these tables. We want only Boston here and only Boston here. Tatum at the top. Nothing too crazy. Not really separating from the pack all that much. Jaylen Brown a little bit closer on DraftKings where he's 8,200. A little bit further away on FanDuel where he's 8,400. Andres, hope that Oladipo play worked for you, man. One of the few things that I hit yesterday. Well, I don't know. Patton was good. Obviously, Oladipo was good. Fox wasn't very good. That was kind of a bummer. Melo ended up being decent. That was kind of surprising to me. I'm just drinking normal Folgers. So big fan. I have had Cafe Bustelo. It's good stuff. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one. That will be Denver Nuggets at Indiana, and it's about that time. So cheers to you all. Final process show before we take a little bit of a break for the All-Star game. I'm not going to be upset about it, but I am going to miss you guys each morning. So cheers to you guys. Take a sip of your coffee or whatever it is that you do every single morning. It was good. Needed it. Tasted good. So I'm on contenders today. I know what I was saying yesterday. So I have contenders today, obviously. Strategy show this morning with Adam Kaufman. No problem there. I'm not on live before lock tonight. The powers that be were very nice and gave me the night off. So you're going to get Greg and EMAC tonight on live before lock. It was supposed to be myself and EMAC, but they swapped me out. And I'm very happy and appreciative for two reasons. One, the grind is real. These Wednesday, Thursday days where you do every show is really difficult. But two, I would much rather not be on live before lock for the final day before the All-Star break because a lot of news comes out and it's really hard to do the show and manage the news at the same time. So I will get to manage my lineups pretty cleanly. All right, let's get back here, take a look at Denver. Where are they hiding? There we go. So for the Nugs, no Gary Harris, no Millsap, no Jermichael Green, no Campazzo, no RJ Hampton. We know all of this stuff. Yeah, Cody, Rinpack is sharp, man. Good time doing that show with him. All right, so for Denver, this should be relatively normal. Marcus Howard doesn't appear to be the guy that gets the minutes. It appears to be Greg Whittington, but no one really gets them. So 36 minutes for Jamal Murray, I think is fine. 32 minutes for Monty Morris. Kind of want to take 1 minute away, make it 31. Jokic at 36 minutes, good. Hartenstein, backup center minutes, good. Vlatko Konkar playing 20 minutes in back-to-back games is not something I expected. 34 minutes for Will Barton, good. Michael Porter Jr. saw the minutes go down. I've got him in at 33 right now. That just feels wrong. but I don't really know what the alternative is. So I'm going to go to 24. Actually, I'm going to move those to the 5 or to the 3. So bang. There we go. 18 minutes for Zeke Naji. Probably one too many. Go to 17. And that opens me up a little bit. Let's take go to 10 and 24. So I can go right there. 20 minutes on Vlatko Konkar again. I think that looks pretty good. I'm kind of liking this. We'll go 2 there to PJ Dozier, 1 spillover minute to Whittington. And then I think that's Denver for us. Yeah, don't feel bad if anybody missed TJ McConnell yesterday. That is a preposterous outcome. If you watched Live Before Lock last night, that's what would have had to happen for Ty Jerome to even be close to relevant. A full outlier, almost record-breaking steal performance. All right, so for the Nuggets, rates should be good. Nobody is new in or out of the lineup. So on Denver, feels pretty solid here. I don't have much to add. It's going to be Jokic and not much else. So let's go ahead and take a look at Denver and see what we see. So Jokic is ahead of Jason Tatum on both sites. He's 10-9 on FanDuel. He's 11-6 on DraftKings. And he's incredible. Both he, Embiid, and Giannis have just been on another level on a per minute basis over the past month. I had a bunch of Dennis Smith Jr. That was helpful. That didn't really matter in the end, but I mean, McConnell was just, it's just insane. It's just truly insane. I opened my phone and he had like 6 steals in 5 minutes or something crazy. I didn't even know that was possible. Murray ahead of Brown on both sites. Actually, that's not sorted in the proper way. Always like that? Murray ahead of Brown on FanDuel pretty significantly by about 2 fantasy points. Brown ahead of Murray, but coin flip on DraftKings. Edward, man, that's awesome. Glad I'm able to fill the airwaves for you while you're out on your route. If you happen to be my local FedEx guy, you should come here first. I get a lot of packages. All right, 2 teams down, 641, 80 viewers, 42 likes. You guys are doing a good job. You know the drill, though. We need 100 by 7 a.m. Otherwise, no optimals. I'll probably still do the optimals, but, you know, I got to tell you that one day I won't do it just to really firm it up. Cool, the Pistons. This should be a blast. So Jeremy Grant and Josh Jackson are both questionable. I don't see a scenario where Jeremy Grant is playing today. That wouldn't make 0 sense to me. They have no incentive to play Jeremy Grant. I think Josh Jackson plays. He's just sick. So I'm going to assume that Josh Jackson can come back and not be out. Because you don't hold someone out at the break if they're just ill. But Jeremy Grant is actually injured. He's got a left quad contusion. So I'm going to project Josh Jackson in and Jeremy Grant out. And I think that's the most logical outcome here. We're going to need this news. This game is at 7:30, so we should have it plenty early. I assume they would probably just rule Jeremy Grant out early in the day, but we do need to take him off the floor. And then I do want to bring Josh Jackson back in to play his like 28 minutes. So thinking about who loses those minutes will be important. I'm going 26 and 22 at the point guard spot. Isaiah Stewart and Mason Plumlee's minutes are fine to me. Sekou is the first person that needs to take that haircut. Rodney Magruder needs to just come out of the rotation for the most part. Actually, I need to just gut all of this so I can actually think about it. I'm trying to do it. Same thing at the same time. Andres, I am on the strategy show today, and that is it. Contenders, just by default, but strategy show, no live before lock. All right, so we really want to look at it. Oh, yeah. like this game here. So Josh Jackson played like 28 minutes. What's his technical position? Is it more the 3? I really want to know. All right, so he is playing primarily the 3, a little bit at shooting guard. Good to know. So I'm going to put him in for 28 minutes. We're going to do 8 of them at the 2 and 20 of them at the 3. Perfect. Sekou at the 4. I think he plays probably 20 minutes. Let's see who else needs minutes. Saddiq Bey, is he playing prime? Like some of these guys, I don't really know. They're so like positionless for the Pistons. All right, so Saddiq Bey is 50-50, 2-3. That's good to know. I want to plot this one out, gain a little bit of knowledge here. So Saddiq Bey, I expect to play 32 minutes. That's going to be 16 and 16. Next one up. We got to go to Svi. He played 28 minutes the last time Jeremy Grant was out. I see no real reason to get away from that. Let's find out what they classify Svi at. Svi is classified as point guard, primarily shooting guard, and then small forward. Okay, good to know. That's kind of wild. So Svi at 28 minutes. That seems fine. We're going to do 24 here at the 2. 4 more at the 3. So we have 36 minutes to go on 8 guys. Wayne Ellington is one of them. And then probably a little bit of Rodney Magruder, maybe. Who plays the 4 for the Pistons that isn't Jeremy Grant? That's what's really weird to me. Right, let's look at the Pistons lineups. Probably not even that many lineups. Jeremy Grant off the floor. Dude plays so many minutes. So let's take Blake off and let's take Jeremy Grant off. Who's normally getting classified as a 4? Sekou, Saddiq Bey, Josh Jackson. Okay. But mostly Sekou. Weird stuff. Weird stuff. All right, so I need to give... I think Sekou might have to play more minutes. I'll make him 22 here. We'll give Wayne Ellington the 24 minutes that he saw. So I'm going to move some more of Josh Jackson's minutes to the 4. And none of this really matters. I'm just trying to get a better feel for the Pistons. So Wayne Ellington is just going to play nominally the 4 today. 20, because I don't feel like moving it around now. 16 minutes there. Another 8 here. That's 10 minutes remaining for 9 guys. Who am I under projecting that got the minutes the last time? Sekou. Oh, it's just, okay, so that makes sense. There was just 7 minutes left for Rodney Magruder and Frank Jackson. So I'm just going to give them all to Rodney Magruder. 10, done. Now, we are going to need new rates for the Pistons because Josh Jackson is, I'm sure, going to take a monstrous usage bump. We'll take Jeremy Grant, Blake Griffin, and Derrick Rose off. Exit screaming. I love the way that you just spelled Mikhailuk. It's kind of how I feel sometimes. All right, that should cover me. So let's hit these rates up now. DSJ, usage rate, only 91 minutes, 20%. So I'm going to leave him exactly at his normal rate. Josh Jackson in 159 minutes without these guys, up to 28.3% usage. So I'm going to bump him up 2 percentage points to 27. You always want to go a little bit shorter than what they've actually done. Mason Plumlee is at 21.8% usage with Jeremy Grant, Blake Griffin, Derrick Rose, and Killian Hayes off the floor. He's normally a 16% guy, so I can't go too high, but I think bumping Mason Plumlee to like 18. He also has a monstrous assist rate. I do want to go to like 8.5 there. Plumlee's probably going to look okay today. How many coffee breaks have we had? We've only had one so far, Brandon. Only one. We'll have another one right after this team. All right, Sadiq Bey, I'm just going to keep his normal rates. Isaiah Stewart, just going to keep his normal rate. DSJ looking good. Saban Lee, 20%. I'll happily give him 19. Svi, 21%. Wayne Ellington, 17%. So I think he's just going to hold true. And that leaves me Sekou, 14%. We'll go 16. And I think all of that looks pretty good. I don't have much else that I would want to change. Josh Jackson, does he bump an assist rate? A little bit. This is rebounding rate bump? Not really. All right, let's take a look at the Pistons, see how we feel. The injury report that you're looking at, Michael, is from yesterday. He was out with an illness. We won't have an updated injury report for the Pistons until 1:30 today. And he was out with an illness. Jeremy Grant is out with the injury. I don't think that they bring Jeremy Grant back for one game before the All-Star break, nursing an injury. If Josh Jackson doesn't have a tummy ache, I'd assume he plays. Okay, so not too much to even like from the Pistons. Mason Plumlee would be the top guy, but that was an exercise in doing too much work for not enough output. We just looked at the Pistons for a pretty long time, and if it plays out the way that I thought it would, nobody on the team looks all that great outside of $3,100 Svi on DraftKings, who's going to become a true problem for me. All right, on to the next one. And another cheers coffee break. I know I just took a sip, but I didn't announce it. All right, on to Golden State. Probably going to assume that there's some weird stuff for, yeah, Kelly Oubre is questionable with that left wrist injury. There's another spot where I just don't feel like they're going to play these guys if they sat out the front end of a back-to-back. It wouldn't make a lot of sense to me. Yeah, I'm just going to assume that Oubre isn't playing again today, and that the minutes that I gave yesterday will be largely right after I just adjust to see who actually played. So, Steph, that looks fine. I actually need to move Steph to 36 minutes. We'll bring Brad Wanamaker down a minute. I gave Nico Mannion minutes. He didn't play. I'm going to take those away. Kevon Looney, I have in at 18 minutes. I think that's fine. Wiseman's minutes, I have in at 18. I don't know what he's doing. Draymond, I had in at 34, but I need to give him another minute. So let's make that 35. Kent Bazemore was the guy that took the biggest bump with Oubre out. I think that is a safe bet again. So I'm going to take him up to 28. Juan Toscano Anderson played more. Jordan Poole didn't see the floor. Damian Lee played his normal run. Wiggins played basically his normal run. Okay. So let's look at Juan Toscano Anderson and assume that he needs to play like 14 minutes. Wiseman looks good. Pascal looks fine. I just need to give these minutes to Michael Mulder and then call it a day. Mulder in. Congrats to you on that one, Roy Davis. All right, so these rates have already been updated for Oubre being out. The only thing that I want to do is lock in Kent Bazemore's usage rate, and then we're good. I don't have much else to change for Golden State. This is the same assumption, and I'm just going to hope that Kelly Oubre doesn't play tonight. And if he does play, we'll put him back in. And man, I think Bazemore will end up being like an interesting value play, but he's already that 3,500 on DraftKings. We'll have to take a look at it. I just don't for guys that were injured and didn't play yesterday, it would blow my mind for them to come back and play today, unless their injury is of no consequence, like sore finger or something like that. Then I don't think it matters. But any sort of like lower body injury, these guys aren't getting back out on the floor. That's crazy. You're about to have like a full week of rest. If you were out yesterday for it, that you're not coming back today. That's a sign of probably a bad medical staff and a bad team. All right, let's add Golden State back in. There wasn't too much going on with the Warriors. And if we look at them, Curry is third on FanDuel, just a 1/10 of a point behind Jason Tatum. So I think those guys are pretty similar relative to salary. Curry is actually second on DraftKings, 10-1, 2 points ahead of Tatum. So Jokic, Curry, the top two plays for me at this point, which I didn't really expect to see. Tough matchup for Golden State against Phoenix, though. That's not going to be fun. On to Indiana. Really wanted Sabonis to be out last night. Miles Turner takes monster bumps when Sabonis is out, and Cleveland is third in shots at the rim. So I felt like that was going to play into Miles Turner's hands, but ultimately it didn't matter. So if we go and take a look at Indiana, do we have any new news for them? Anything weird happen? You guys get your TJ McConnell shares for tonight. All right, normal news for Indiana. All of these rotations are probably going to be fine. Although Edmund Sumner now just appears to be like a part of the rotation. That is something we need to pay attention to. I actually want to gut this team and redo everything. It's been a while. Let's see. So we'll start with Miles Turner. Miles Turner is just going to be in for, we'll say, 31 minutes. They didn't play Goga Batadze in their most recent game. I'm going to assume that they don't do that again here. So we're going to say 17 to Sabonis and then 20 more at the 4. And then we're going to need to go Brogdon at the 1 with, let's see, he's averaged 34. Have to assume this game stays close. So I'm going to give the full 36 to Brogdon, 12 to Aaron Holiday here. TJ McConnell is going to play his normal. Well, he played 36 minutes yesterday because he was on a bit of a heater, but I assume he plays his normal like 28 minutes. Aaron Holiday only playing 5 minutes yesterday. I assume was just because of TJ McConnell being on a heater. McBuckets, 25 minutes. Okay, so his minutes are just down now. That is kind of crazy to see. So I'm going to give him 24. Actually, we'll give him 25. I'll feel generous. Who else do we need to give minutes to? We have 3 here to Justin Holiday, and then another 31. So that takes him to 34. Who are we missing now? Edmund Sumner and Jeremy Lamb. So I'm going to give Jeremy Lamb 20 minutes. I'm going to give Edmund Sumner 17, and that is going to be our Indiana projections. All of these rates should be fine. Everything in here looks exactly like it should. No changes, unless I need to bump TJ McConnell's steal rate, which would be one of those things. Let's see how Indiana looks against Denver. Might be a little light on Brogdon. Although 1.04 fantasy points, that's where he's been the last 30 days. I think that's fine. No issues really anywhere else. Miles Turner, just over a fantasy point per minute. I'm cool with that. TJ McConnell, I have just under a fantasy point per minute. I don't think that feels right. So I do want to give him a little bit of a bump. But that should be fine. It's not like I want to get to TJ McConnell. Yeah. No, TJ will never have another 10 steal game in his life. That's a safe bet. Let's add Indiana and see if any of these guys stand out. Sabonis 5th on DK, pretty much tied with Jaylen Brown and Jamal Murray. He's 3rd on FanDuel at 9,200. That's not bad. What's up, Skywalker? They used to have 3 TJs. They had TJ Leaf, TJ McConnell, and who am I missing? I don't want to have to look at my depth chart, but I'm going to have to do it. Who was the third TJ? I want to get it before chat does. But I'm not going to be able to because I'm taking too long typing it in. Oh, and TJ Warren. They have 3. They had 3. Warren, McConnell, and Leaf. Oh, God. I forgot about TJ Warren because he was hurt. Yeah, I should have known that off the top of my head. That bothers me. All right, on to the Clippers. They had all of the TJs in the NBA. Yeah, there's all the Warrens. Nice to know how you guys are on about a 15 to 20 second delay. Good to know because I was happy that I still got there. There we go. All right, Clippers. This one could be weird. It wouldn't shock me if they sat guys that aren't even on the injury report. Q tag on Kawhi, doubtful on Marcus Morris. So Marcus Morris can just go. Q tag on Kawhi is miserable. Sat their last game. Would they bring him back? The back spasms are legit. Taking on Washington, so they're favorites regardless. Line is they're 5.5 point favorites in Washington. That feels like that would have Kawhi in. So I am actually going to project Kawhi in, mostly because it's a 7 o'clock start, and we can get that news early enough. Marcus Morris, though, obviously not going to be in. Oh, I missed my cue. 7 o'clock in the morning, 1:30 in concurrent viewers, 87 likes. You guys are 12 short. You have, well, 10 seconds because I'm late on the draw. Hit that thumbs up. Get it over 100. We're missing our mark. Well, no Marcus Morris is going to be different for this team. All right, so if we assume no Marcus Morris, who would... They're going to need another person to play some minutes at the 5. Otherwise, we're going to get a full split of Zubac and Sturge. So they played the full 48 here. Their last time out with no Kawhi on the floor. They don't normally do that, but I think without Marcus Morris, they will. So I'm actually going to go, since it's Washington, I think I'm going to go 26 to Ibaka, 22 to Zubac. And then I've got Kawhi in at 36. Nick Batum is going to be at 30. 24-24 split between Lou Will and Pat Bev. Close enough. They probably both need an extra minute. Or at least Bev does. So Reggie Jackson played 36 minutes with Kawhi out, played 3 with him in previously. Hell if I know how many minutes I need to give him now. Paul George, though, his minutes are back. He's at 36, so I'm giving him 36. So we've got Kennard and Reggie Jackson that still need to get minutes. Or, yeah, because Kawhi can bump up here. That's what I didn't notice. So I can bump Kawhi up here to the 4. So I've got 25 minutes here. I think Luke Kennard is probably the guy that sees the bulk of it. But he's also been just out of the rotation for a long time. Let's, man, this is tricky. I actually want to give Paul George more minutes here at the 3. Because I think that lines up a little bit better. So I'm going to give Reggie Jackson like 10 minutes. I don't think he's going to play all that much. Terrence Mann is going to continue to get like his 16, and I think that gives 15 to Kennard. So all of that should already be correct. I don't have anything else I could add from a rate perspective. These guys are all just in. And we're going to be liking Paul George in a pretty aggressive manner. And Kawhi Leonard on one of these sites too. Tough to go a different direction here. Taking on the Wizards. So massive pace up spot. Paul George is 8,600 on DraftKings, moves into my number 2 spot. Kawhi is 9,100, moves into my number 3 spot. Both guys a couple points clear of Curry. On FanDuel, Paul George passes Jokic, number 1 play on the slate, 7,900. And then Kawhi is 3rd. So if Kawhi ends up out, Paul George is probably the best play on the slate with no real argument. On to Memphis. More coffee. Ooh. That is a tough swap. TJ to Smith Jr. At least Dennis Smith Jr. was good, though. It didn't keep you from anything too crazy. At least he was still good. All right, on to Memphis. For the Grizz, we've got Kyle Anderson probable, Grayson Allen still out. So this is just going to be our sort of normal Memphis run over the past couple days. Kyle Anderson didn't play the last time out, but will be playing here. I'm going to take everything out from a minutes perspective and start from scratch. Ja Morant in at 33. Tyus Jones in at 15. Easy. Joval in at 28. Tillman in at 20. But they still playing a straight backup? More or less? No reason to assume that they don't. So then we're going to have Brandon Clark at the 4 playing 24 minutes. We're going to have Slow-Mo playing 24 minutes here. And then probably 2 more here. We give Justice Winslow his normal, or what is now normal at, 21 minutes. Then we have 73 minutes to go for Melton, Baines, and Brooks. Brooks is going to be the guy that automatically gets the biggest chunk of that. So I'm going to give him 29 minutes. And I've got 44 minutes for Desmond Bane and DeAnthony Melton. Now, I assume Bane continues to start. Melton was on a heater the last time. But I don't think that they need to close with Bane. So I'm actually going to go 22 and 22 for both of those guys. And then all of these rates are fine because I never made any adjustments with Kyle Anderson out. All of this should look okay, which means as we look at Memphis taking on the Bucks, they don't look good at all. No one standing out as a value. I'm going to go ahead and call Memphis one of my least favorite teams on the slate. Just not going to be a Memphis day. Yeah. I mean, who's the highest ranked Memphis guy? Ja halfway down the line. Yeah, no. Joval a little bit. I don't know. It's not a Memphis day, guys. On to Miami. So for Miami, I don't think we're seeing Jimmy Butler here. Questionable tag on Butler, Q tag on Bam Adebayo. Now, here's the interesting piece. See if we have it here. The Miami Heat are 3.5-point dogs in New Orleans today. And I don't think that that would be the line if Butler and Bam were playing. I just don't think that they would be 3-point dogs with those two guys in. That seems aggressive. Maybe I'm wrong. Projected point differential at 538. Where the Pelly's at? Yeah, maybe it would be pretty close. I don't expect Jimmy Butler to play. I think Bam plays. Butler's missed. Why would he come back for one game before the All-Star break? It just doesn't make any sense. Oh. This one's going to be a problem because they lock at 8:30. We probably won't have this news, and I don't really know what stance I need to take right now. So I'm going to project it. Oh, God. I feel like I'm leaving Butler out. And yeah, I'm going to keep Butler out. I'm going to keep Bam in. And I don't really know what else I can do right now. And it just kind of is what it is. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I just don't really have a feel for it. So I'm going to move Dragic up to 29 minutes. And with Butler out, that is going to leave Nunn still playing pretty big minutes. Hero in at 30, I think, is fine. Duncan Robinson, 34 is fine for me. Kelly Olynyk looks fine. Precious looks fine. Iggy looks fine. Just got to give Gabe Vincent a chunk of minutes. 5 left over. They can just go to Max Strus. And these rates should just be good. These are the rates that I have in for Jimmy Butler being out. We shall see, though, guys. This is going to be a tough one to peg down. I'm fine with everything I see, though. Might be over-projecting Tyler Hero a hair. I'm going to take a minute away from Hero and give that to Strus just to calm Hero down. But I don't think that Miami is going to look all that good unless both of those guys are out anyway. 150 and 113 likes. You guys are doing a fantastic job today. Final day. It's kind of a bummer. Yeah, Bam is my 5th guy on FanDuel. Nobody popping up all that high. That's the worst. All right, so let's see if I could remember this. Boston, Denver, Golden State, Detroit, Indiana, the Clippers, Memphis, Miami. Did I get it? That's 80 players. Is this 80 players? Got it. Whew, close. Yeah, Bam looks okay if he plays, but otherwise we're not really going to much from Miami. Gotta text the wife. Give me 1 second. Wife is off to get her first vaccine. What am I going to do to recharge during the break? Just very little, I hope. UFC pay-per-view Saturday, AEW pay-per-view Sunday. Gonna relax, watch some TV, hopefully get out, get some sun. And then we're actually doing rented a beach house for a weekend in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So that's really going to be where I get to just truly relax. On to Milwaukee now. I can't imagine we're changing much here unless they've got a bunch of Q tags. Yeah, nobody. No surprises. Milwaukee, one of the easier teams to project. Gonna leave everybody in here at their normal run. Actually, I might take a minute away from Giannis here just to tame these edges. 24 minutes for DJ Augustine. Probably should go like 25. Yeah, let's go. Let's actually go 26-22 on him and Drew. Portis is fine. Forbes is fine. All of this is fine. I don't have any changes here. Rates are all the same, so we know what we're getting. For Milwaukee, Giannis Antetokounmpo at the tippy top of the spear. Not too much else, though. I don't know what I'm going to do a process show for baseball. That's going to be really tough. Because I don't project things the same way. I don't think the level of effort is needed in baseball. Yeah, Giannis is my number one guy so far. No surprises. 11K on FanDuel, 11.3 on FanDuel, 11K on DraftKings, ahead of Jokic. So I'll be going right back to Giannis once again. Dude's just too good. Man, we have a ton of teams left. Still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more to go after New Orleans. Hopefully a couple of these are cut and dry. I want to fly through this. So for the Pellies, I don't think that they have any new news or problems. Nope, everybody's just not on the injury report, ready to go. So most of this is just going to look like it did yesterday unless somebody took a big bump up. Redick's minutes took a jump, so I do want to go to 22 for Redick and take 3 more off of Walker. They really are running that shorter rotation, although for some reason Jackson Hayes got out on the floor. I'm assuming Willie Hernan-Gomez did something wrong, but I'm also not worried about making that change. Actually, let's go 17 and let's go 2 just to open things up a little bit. Bledsoe played monster minutes once again, played 41 minutes. For some reason, they're just running Bledsoe into the ground. I don't know why, but it's exciting. Giannis playing big minutes, or Zion playing big minutes, rather. But I think all of this is just sort of status quo from yesterday. So for the Pels, they are taking on that Heat team. Zion looking okay. Brandon Ingram looking okay. Not too much else here, though. These prices are up on these guys. So, yeah, Zion is pretty far down the path. Not really going to be much of a Pels game, and that's because of a Miami matchup that's just not good. Speaking of not good matchups, the New York Knicks. I hope that Elfrid Payton's just out. All right, Payton doubtful, Taj doubtful. Derrick Rose questionable. He was allowed to fly on the plane, so I assume that Derrick Rose is playing. It would be really weird if he weren't. But no Taj, no Elfrid Payton. We should be able to project out the Knicks pretty easily here. So Nerlens Noel has been playing massive minutes. I'm giving him 36 with Mitchell Robinson and Taj Gibson still out. That seems easy enough. Julius Randle playing the backup run here. And then I'm going to assume that he plays like 37 minutes totally. So next up would be Obi Toppin playing like 18 minutes. We're going to have Derrick Rose starting at the point, playing 31 minutes. We'll have Frank Ntilikina backing him up for 17 minutes. We'll have Alec Burks playing his normal 24 minutes. Means that who knows how to project quickly, man? I don't understand this dude's minutes. I really don't. I really, really don't. I'm going to give quickly 18 minutes. I don't really know what else I could possibly do there. And then I'll give Reggie Bullock the final 6 plus another 19. That allows me to give RJ Barrett 29 here. Shouldn't be moving to the 4, but this is just the way that classifications are going to work today. Honestly, 29 might not actually be the worst thing in the world. Kevin Knox, I'll give 5. That's 240 minutes for the Knicks. 29 minutes for RJ Barrett feels incorrect, but he plays that kind of run regularly. So I'm going to make it 3 and 31. Dave, not well, but that's the perils of playing 150 GPPs, man. Most nights are down. One night pays them all off. I'm just going to have to go with these rates. I don't really see what else we could do. I do need to get Derrick Rose back in here from a rate perspective, though. So I'm just going to give him 29. Everybody else's rates should really just stay about where they are. So if that's the case, how do the Knicks look? Playing Nerlens Noel once again, 5,500 on FanDuel, 5,600 on DraftKings. Julius Randle also looking good, 9,300, 9,600. I think you could play Derrick Rose. We got to play some Knicks tonight. Not an ideal scenario, but that is where we are. So here we go for the Knicks. Randall, 6th on DraftKings, but the big piece, Nerlens Noel at 5,500 comes in 4th. He's going to be one of the more popular plays once again, and I get it. It's really hard to get away from him, especially against this this Pistons team. On to OKC. Please, please, please. Oh, they're on a back-to-back, so we're not going to see Al Horford tonight. So we're going to have to go to that sort of lineup where Isaiah Roby ends up being some sort of value. So let's get Horford out of there. And we've seen enough games with Horford out at this point, so we know where we're going. Roby playing probably like 28 minutes. Mike Muscala played 16 minutes here the last time Horford was out, 20 here, and 26 on the 17th. So I'm going to say that he plays like, I don't know, 18 minutes. And then Isaiah Roby plays 28. Although then I'm not given the full. Who else is playing it? So let's see. Roby, Muscala, 48 minutes. Good. Roby, Muscala, 48 minutes. Good. Roby, Muscala, 49.5 minutes. So they played alongside of each other. All right, we're gonna go 29 and 19 on Roby and Muscala. We know that Baisley is going to be, 31 minutes. That seems fine. I do want to pull all these minutes out of here right now, except for Shea and Maladon, because those guys aren't going to be affected. So backing up Baisley, probably going to be Kenrich Williams. So 25, 23, 24. He's just going to play 24. So we're going to give him 17 and 7. That allows us to give Lou Dort, let's see, 32, 32, 29. So we're going to give Dort 31 minutes. That leaves us 36 minutes left for Justin Jackson and everyone's favorite from last night, Ty Jerome. Alrighty. So Jerome played 28 minutes. He's just playing big minutes. So I'm going to give him 26 right there at the 2. And that allows me to give 10 minutes to Justin Jackson, and we're done. Andres, I'm happy that it's helping you out, man. Let's grab these Oklahoma City rates with no Al Horford. So Horford off, Pokashevsky off, Coffee Sip in. Oh, God, I love coffee so much. Diallo off. George Hill off. That should cover me. All right, let's get our rates in. Darius Baisley, usage rate with these guys off the floor, 22. Normally a 19 guy, so I'm going to go to 19.5. Isaiah Roby, 19.5. We're just going to go to 18. Lou Dort, 21.5. We'll go 20.5. SGA, 26. With a 9% assist rate. We got to bump that up. Maladon, 15% usage rate. 8% assist rate. And then Ty Jerome, 17% usage rate in 64 minutes with those guys off the floor with a 7.5% assist rate. I'm going to bump him up a little bit there, but the usage rate can stay. All we need to do is do Kenrich Williams at 19%. There's no way that's what I'm projecting him for. We'll go 15, and then we'll go Muscala 18.5. And that should be enough. I don't see anybody else taking any really big leaps. So let's see what OKC looks like. They are taking on the Spurs. SGA, Isaiah Roby, Ty Jerome actually on DraftKings at 3,400. Not the worst play in the world. Right now, at least. He will be eventually. All right, there we go. Yeah, SGA still not even climbing all that high. 8,200, way down the list on DraftKings. Ty Jerome actually coming out as a better play than SGA today. Roby not looking, pretty pedestrian. Nothing too crazy for Oklahoma City. I thought that they might be a little bit higher, but they are not. So we've got 6 to go. We'll probably close up at about 7:45, typical day. Move on to Phoenix. Anybody sitting? Nope. Wouldn't surprise me if someone sat for Phoenix today, but who knows? I can't imagine we have much to change here. Chris Paul's minutes, Mikal Bridges' minutes. Actually, I do want to gut Phoenix. I feel like I haven't done that in a while, and I want to get this right. So DeAndre Ayton, I'm going to give 31 minutes. The backup center minutes are going to go to Dario Saric. I think. Actually, I want to look at that. When did Phoenix play last? 2 nights ago? Yeah, Lakers. Ayton came off. Abdel Nader checked in, but they went with Saric, and Kaminsky didn't play. Okay, got it. Was Kaminsky out? Or was that a DNP CD? DNP CD. Taking on Golden State. Not going to be as necessary. Okay. Yeah, I think Kaminsky gets back in with like his normal 14 minutes. So I'm going to give him 14. And I think that Dario Saric is just going to play those minutes, and that's going to be, for the most part, it. That will allow me to give Jay Crowder. He plays like 27 minutes. So we'll go like 20. We'll go 28 for Crowder. 6 and 14 for Cam Johnson, which will give us Mikal Bridges at 32. We can give Chris Paul his 33. Cam Payne can have 10. We'll give Book 5 here. 30 or 29 here. We'll get him to 34. And that opens me up to go to Abdel Nader for 19. And then Eton Moore for 2 as spillover. Yeah, Booker getting tossed was not fun. I had a bit. No need to change any rates for Phoenix. So, yeah, Booker and Chris Paul standing out a little bit here in this matchup against Golden State. Pace up spot for Phoenix. You don't see that. Phoenix needs those kind of spots to look at least mildly okay. So for Phoenix, I think I'll probably get to Devin Booker because I don't expect him to get much ownership. That'll be a nice spot. 8,100 on DK, 7,600 on FanDuel. Chris Paul looking fine too. I don't mean like physically. You guys know the drill. On to Portland. Another one where we probably don't have to touch it other than potentially bumping up Carmelo Anthony's minutes because Derek Jones Jr. has been playing less the past 2 days. But I don't have much that I could really want to change anything here. This seems fine. Rodney Hood's minutes are up, though. I'm going to give him 2 more. But this all looks good. I'm going to actually take 2 more from Anthony Simons and give those to Hood as well. So get Hood to 23. But we know what we're doing here with Portland at this point. Although Cantor playing less is interesting. Let me look at this last Let me look at the game log for last night, because that's a close game, and Cantor not finishing the game is surprising to me. So they're going to Covington at the 5, which I don't totally understand. But against Sacramento, I mean, they could probably pull that off too. I am going to take 1 minute away from him and give it to Covington. So if we look at Portland, yeah, it's Dame, and then Cantor on FanDuel still at 6,600. Can't really be ignored, because if he's smashing, I think he stays out there. So for Portland, if we take a look in comparison to everything else we've seen, Dame is 3rd on both sites. So keep that in mind. I'm going to be going back to Dame. Great matchup against Sacramento. Terrible defense. Dame should roast here. Speaking of Sacramento, that's who we're on to. By the way, 176 people, 138 likes. The ratio looking fantastic today. Sacramento's got Whiteside questionable, Jabari questionable. I'm not projecting any of those guys in, so I'm just going to assume rotations look like they did yesterday. Big minutes from Fox, from Barnes, from Heald. I think that I actually need to give Buddy Heald an extra minute now. I was on a ton of Barnes last night. Didn't quite work out. Holmes looks good. Bagley looks good. Corey Joseph ended up playing an absolute ton last night. 34 minutes for reasons that don't make a ton of sense to me, because Jeffries barely saw time. Okay, well, I'm going to bring Jeffries down to 14. We'll take those minutes from Bielitsa and move them over. Kyle Guy didn't play. Oh, God, this team is the worst. Mind you, Bielitsa, I need to give more minutes to. That just needs to happen. So we're going to give him 20. I think that I just have to give Corey Joseph like a lot more minutes. Maybe 24? And then we'll go to Kyle Guy. Although Kyle Guy hasn't played the last 2 games. They really have only run... I mean, they basically ran a 7-man rotation yesterday. 8, actually. I think I need to be more aggressive here. I'm going to say Buddy Hield plays 38 minutes. We have Fox in for 37. Holmes and Bagley are fine. Bielitsa at 20. I'm going to give to 22. This is a tricky spot for Sacramento if they keep playing 8 dudes and 8 dudes only. Like I think I've got Daquan Jeffries over projected, but at the same time, I still have 8 additional minutes. I have to give them the Kyle Guy. I can't project them. It's going to break Sacramento. 5-point dogs, 238 total, late night hammer. I mean, Fox looks good. Buddy Hield looks good. Holmes, Barnes. I mean, some of these guys you just have to have tonight, I think. Just as like, not necessarily like they're your most owned plays, but just full on guys at the top of the core. I can't expect teams to continue to run basically 7-man rotations. That flies in the face of everything that happens in the NBA. But at the same time, and I don't even truly know who I would give additional minutes to. Bielitsa can get to 23. I think that's fine. I can't give him to any one guy because I'm not confident that that specific guy will get it. You know, like Corey Joseph going from 16 minutes to 34. That there's no way that I can feel confident in giving extra minutes to Joseph, Bielitsa, or Daquan Jeffries. Buddy Hield played 42 minutes yesterday. I can't project him there. That's just going to have to be Sacramento for right now. So for Sacramento, Yeah, Fox is looking like another nice play again. Better on FanDuel than DraftKings. I think Healed is easy to get to. We'll see on the crunch. What do we got left? 3 teams to go before we're running optimals. That's fun. On to the Spurs. No idea what they look like today. Q tag on Aldridge. White, Gay, Devin Vassell out. I'm going to go ahead and assume that LaMarcus Aldridge does not play today. Oh, illness. Okay. I thought it was just the hip. So 13 hours ago, they listed LaMarcus Aldridge. Something poking me. Jesus. Stomach illness. 13 hours out. I guess I have to actually project him in then. So I'm taking everything out for San Antonio just to make this a little bit easier. So for San Antonio, we got Jake Puds at the center spot. Even with Aldridge in, he played 36 minutes here. He played 25 here, where they basically split all the minutes. 35 minutes here. So I think 30 for Jakob Poeltl is perfectly fine. If Aldridge is playing, Drew Eubanks won't. So I'm going to give Aldridge 18 there. And then, I don't know, 6, 5, 23. Yeah, 23 works. DeJounte Murray, dude just plays like 34 minutes. That'll work. Patty Mills, backup point guard, 14. And then now that Keldon Johnson's back, he probably doesn't need to go too crazy here. I'm going to go 26 on Patty Mills. At the 4, we see Trey Lyles at 27. And then I think I can give Keldon Johnson. Actually, I should probably give Luka Samanic the rest of those minutes. We'll give him 14. We'll give Keldon Johnson 16 minutes. We'll give DeMar 36 minutes. And then I have 36 minutes left over. 30 of those go to Lonnie Walker. 6 go to Keita Bates-Diop. Done. All of these rates are fine. I never took Aldridge's rates out. That wasn't necessary because it's the Spurs. Other than Jakob Poeltl, which I'm more than okay to get to, DeMar looking pretty solid in the mid-8s. Not the worst in the world, but he's only 14th on FanDuel, but he does get to 10th on DK. Just not a lot to like from San Antonio. More filler than anything else. 2 teams to go, guys. Get your coffee sips in, get your likes in. Subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. On to Toronto now, which is probably a disaster to think about. So, still no Van Vliet, Anunoby, Siakam, McCaw, Flynn. So we just need to adjust for whatever happened yesterday. Kyle Lowry, I'm leaving at 36 minutes, but I do want to give Norm Powell an extra minute. I think that 37 is realistic. Terrence Davis got the start, only played 21 minutes. So I'm going to walk him back to 23 because I do think they would like to play him more. Chris Boucher played 25 minutes. Aaron Baines played 24. This game is against Boston, so I think they'd be more likely to go to Boucher, so I'm going to leave that split. DeAndre Bembry, I'm going to take a minute away from him, give it to Stanley Johnson. Paul Watson played 18 minutes. Matt Thomas played 22 minutes. Watanabe is the guy that actually got pinched the most. I'm going to take him to 16. I'm going to take Paul Watson to 16. I'm going to take Matt Thomas to 16. Actually, I'm going to take Matt Thomas to 18. I'm just going to call it there. I'm pretty happy. These rates are all from yesterday, so I don't have much to add there. I assume prices on FanDuel didn't even change. So yeah, Kyle Lowry on both sites, Norm Powell a little bit, but $7,400 Norm Powell on FanDuel is, these prices aren't great for Toronto. I thought that there was going to be a lot more value here, but they have priced these guys up. A little bit of Kyle Lowry is okay, more so on DraftKings than FanDuel, but I am not really all that interested in the Toronto Raptors. Not if they're spreading out minutes across all these guys. These guys are too expensive now. All right, guys. Final team, Washington Wizards. Closing it out. This is the final team we're looking at on the process until Wednesday. We had 6 straight days of no process. What are you guys going to do without me? Don't forget me. You guys better be here Wednesday morning with me. Maybe we'll do something fun. You know what? I'm going to give out a free sub on Wednesday. We're going to do something where we can get the wheel going, and we'll give out a week or a month or something like that. I'll put something together for you guys. I think that'll be fun. Let's get the Wizards done here. No injury news to worry about for the Wiz. Yeah, I'll figure out a way to do a giveaway for our first day back on Wednesday. I think that could be fun. Hold me to that, guys. Don't let me forget. All right, do I have anything I really want to change here? Beal's minutes look okay. Russ looks good. Denny saw the minutes jump again. I mean, these guys just all over the map. Rui's minutes are shockingly low right now. So Alex Len played bigger minutes. And then Rolo didn't. And all 3 of those guys are still not splitting all of the center minutes, which is so stupid. So I'm going to give Robin Lopez 20, Mo Wagner 16, Alex Len 10. We're going to give 2 here to Rui along with 26. So that'll take him to 28. We'll go 2 and 24. Is there anybody else I need to worry about? Bertan's at 26. I'd like to give him 1 more minute. Let's give Bertans 27. Oh, God. Tat's making my head itchy today. I think this is just going to have to be good. I don't trust this rotation, so we're only really going to be worried about the guys that play. Rates are going to be in and fine. So final team to look at, the Washington Wizards. Westbrook and Beal, no surprises there. It is time, guys. It is time to run some optimals. Get excited. Tonight's going to be ridiculous. But now we can at least get a feel for where we stand to start the day. Let's pull up Cruncher. Let's do some crunches. All right, so FanDuel up first. Optimal lineup on FanDuel for tonight's slate is... That's not correct. Select all. There we go. Optimal lineup on FanDuel for tonight's slate is... De'Aaron Fox, Malcolm Brogdon, Paul George, Ty Jerome, Chris Middleton, Kent Bazemore, Giannis, Isaiah Roby, Nerlens Noel. That's hilarious. Oh, that is truly hilarious. Ty Jerome showing up. So there's the optimal right now. Plenty to change as we get closer. But I think that looks okay. Nothing there surprising me too much. Now let's take a look and see what the sort of power rankings would be. Alrighty, let's grab this. We'll upload and run a crunch. All right, here we go. This would be somewhere around my exposures if we were to be locking shortly. Alrighty, bouncing around a little bit. It should stabilize in a couple seconds. Paul George, Isaiah Roby, Nerlens Noel, De'Aaron Fox, Giannis, Booker, Lillard, Brogdon, Ty Jerome, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dort. Is Lou Dort still crazy cheap? Yeah, Lou Dort 3,900. Tatum, Randall, poking his head in there. But the core at the top, the true core guys on FanDuel today: Paul George, Nerlens Noel, Isaiah Roby, De'Aaron Fox. They are my top 4 guys for sure. Giannis, Lillard, Booker, all in a very similar tier as well. But I think that looks pretty good. That's wacky. That's a lot of Teo Maledon too. Not something I'm comfortable with. Oh wow, they moved Noel to center. That's the worst. That's annoying. That is annoying. I mean, that's where he should be, so I'm glad they did it, but I didn't realize it. Good eye, OG. All right, so that's FanDuel, which means we've got one left to do. We're moving it on to DraftKings. You know what? I'll even do a super draft one today since it's our last day. I'm going to have to grab that super draft salaries file, though. Give me 1 second. We'll do a super draft optimal, too. I think my super draft optimal was pretty good last night. All right, done. All right, on to DraftKings. All right, DK. Optimal lineup on DraftKings. Here we go. Uh-oh. Not sure what I did there. Let's pull up a new crunch tab. I messed that up. Let's try this again. Hey, I'm glad I kept my patent last night. He finally got there. Needed that Jayshawn Tate foul trouble, though, for sure. Surprised he didn't play more. All right, here we go. Optimal lineup on DraftKings. Kyle Lowry, Paul George, Kent Bazemore, Giannis, Nerlens Noel, B. Luke, Buddy Hield, Ty Jerome. Dude, the Ty Jerome guy from last night. Look at this one. Ty Jerome season, man. It is Ty Jerome season. Been a decent value. He could get there. So that's where we're at for DraftKings. Let's look at the old DK power rankings. Priority plays on DraftKings. It's all about the value today. Kent Bazemore, Svi Mikhailuk, Ty Jerome. Booker, Giannis, Buddy Hield, Kawhi, Lillard, DSJ, Paul George, Rodney Hood, Rose. Look, if Oubre's out, Kent Bazemore plays, 28 to 30 minutes. Got to be a value at 3,500. Svi Mikhailuk, if these guys end up out, he's $100 above the minimum. Last night played 37 minutes. If he's going to play minutes like that, you have to be playing him. Ty Jerome, 3 games since he's been back, 22 minutes, 30 minutes, 29 minutes. Ty Jerome is priced at 3,400. These 3 guys, it probably looks ridiculous to see Svi Mikhailuk, Ty Jerome, and Kent Bazemore at the top of a DraftKings poll. Those guys are going to be at the top of my contenders list, or at least somewhere near it, and people are going to freak out. But right now, the way that the slate is built out, like that is just, it's 3 guys playing close to 30 minutes at essentially minimum salary, and it's really hard to avoid that. Look what it unlocks: Paul George, Giannis, Kawhi, Jokic. Buddy Hield's not cheap. What's his price? 6,300. Booker, Lillard. You get a lot more of these top guys just by cycling through the Jerome, Mikhailuk, Bazemore. And here's something you can see. You would expect basically like 1.5 of these guys in every lineup. So, if you get 2 of these guys plus everybody else, I think that's they make for nice pay down options. So there we go, guys. DraftKings and FanDuel done. Let's do one for Super Draft, and then we'll call it a day. Optimal lineup on Super Draft. All right, Super Draft projections are grabbed. Shout out to Super Draft for this one, too. All right, let's get these uploaded. All right, straight up optimal lineup on Super Draft is Lillard, Booker, Fox, Noel, Giannis, Zion, Jokic. Giannis and Jokic are both 1x multipliers. That's the optimal for me on Super Draft. Let's take a look at the Super Draft power rankings, and then we're out of here. We are packing it in for 6 days, guys. Sad to leave you. I'm going to cry like I'm going to college. All right, here we go. So that's where we're at. These are the Super Draft power rankings. Dame, Nerlens Noel, De'Aaron Fox, Giannis, Zion, Sabonis, Jokic, Booker, Barnes, Hield, Rose, Plumlee, Bam Adebayo, Julius Randle, DeMar DeRozan. Optimals for FanDuel, DraftKings, Super Draft, all that good stuff. We are done, guys. That is it. That is it. Full screen. Here we go. We're done. We made it to the NBA All-Star break. This past couple weeks have been fun doing the show. I'm so happy to have you guys here doing it with me. We're at about 200 people, 150 likes. You guys are fantastic. We're done for a couple days. I'll be on the strategy show this morning, so go, you can check that out. Me, myself, and Adam Kaufman. And then that'll basically be it. I'm going to do office hours today. So if you are a premium sub, I'll be around 1 o'clock. And then I've got Liverpool at 3:15. That'll be exciting, something to watch. I'll try to get an update out tonight. But if there's a lot of news coming out, it's going to be hard for me to make a post. I hope everybody has a good break. Recharge the old batteries. We're going to be back again Wednesday. All sorts of fun stuff to do. I'm going to have a ton of time Monday, Tuesday to actually get some real work done. Please enjoy your weekend, guys. Good luck tonight, and adios. I will see you guys again on this show next Wednesday.